God, come and learn about Him. Here's the Bible with Pastor Adam.
Hi guys, welcome back. It's been a bit, it feels like. I hope you guys had a good Christmas and a good New Year. So we're here in a new year, 2021, and we're going to start it out right. So thanks for joining me, and thanks for coming back to read some Bible. If you remember, I believe we are in the book of Kings. We've been reading about David the last few weeks we've been together. And here we are still in 1 Kings. We're in chapters 3 and 4. And we're going to learn about a new king today, a wise king. So thanks for joining with me and listen along. King David lived a long, long life. He reigned over Israel for 40 years. 40 years. That's as old as Pastor Josh. He was successful in war and in uniting the northern and southern tribes, making Israel one complete nation again. So he lived a long life, and he was a good king, and he followed God. But when he died, his son Solomon became the new king. Solomon believed in God and his father did before him. One night, God came to Solomon in a dream. God said, "Ask for anything you want, and I will give it to you." Solomon, at this time, was just 20 years old. He's a young man, a young guy, so he thought about it. Anything in the world, and God says, He'll give it to me. He knew that as king, he would have to make many hard choices, and he asked God to make him wise and understanding so he could make the right choices and be a good ruler. Anything in the world. And he said, "Make me wise and understanding, God, so I can make the right choices and be a good ruler for you and for your people." God was pleased that Solomon had asked for this. He could have asked for a long life, or to be rich, or to be good looking maybe. Anything he wanted, anything. But he asked for wisdom and understanding. So God told Solomon, "I will make you wiser than anyone who has ever lived, ever." King Solomon became known for this. He became known for his great wisdom, for being a wise king. People came to him from far away for help with their problems. One day, for example, 2 women came to Solomon, and one of the women held a baby, and each woman said that the baby belonged to her. And each said that the other had taken the baby away. So they're fighting. They're fighting over this baby. "No, that's my baby. No, it's my baby." They're fighting for it. And so they come to Solomon hoping for some resolution. Which woman was the baby's real mother, though? Solomon didn't know. But he did have an idea of how to find out the truth. So he said, "Let's cut the baby in half. That way, each of you can have a part of him." Whoa, let's cut the baby in half? So one of the women said, "Yeah, sure, that's a good idea." Then neither would have the baby. But the other woman cried out, "No, no, give the baby to her. Just don't kill the baby." Solomon knew that the woman who was afraid for the baby's life was the real mother. And so he gave the baby back to her. When people heard that story, they knew their king was the wisest man in the whole world. King Solomon is a pretty interesting character in the Bible, very wise. There's a whole book of Proverbs, which we'll talk about in a couple weeks, where we get to get a glimpse into Solomon's wisdom, and a book called Ecclesiastes as well. It's interesting, though. God said, "You can have anything in the world. What do you want?" And remember, he's a young man. He's only 20. That's pretty young. A lot of 20-year-olds don't know what they want to do with their life or what they want. Most young people don't really know what they want when they're that age. But King Solomon, all he asked for was wisdom and understanding so that he could be the king that God needed him to be for his people. That's pretty special, guys. I have a question for you. If you could have anything in the world, what would you ask for? And here's the kicker. Does it represent who God is and what God would want for you? If you could have anything in the world, what would it be, and would God be pleased with it? He was pleased with Solomon's request of wisdom and understanding. So think about that question as you go throughout your week. And join me back next time. We're still in 1 Kings next week. Have a good day.